Today we have a 99 Honda Accord, alright? Every time you press the brake pedal, the car shakes, vibrates, and you feel a pulsation in the brake pedal and the steering wheel shakes like that. And the reason is these rotors are in terrible condition, alright? And we're gonna replace the rotors and the brake pads. So first of all, we're gonna remove a little screw that's right here. It's all corroded, alright? This is my punch is not even gonna work on this. It's missing one over here. So I'll bring a little punch set that which I can hit from an angle to that way, alright guys? So let me go grab that and I'll be right back. Guys, so this is all corroded. It's okay if you're gonna replace it. So first what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to remove this little screw right here. That's fairly easy for me to take out of the, not take out. Fairly easy to loosen up its threads, but there's nothing to grab onto, you know. What you can do, you can slice a little bit with the cutter and put a flathead screwdriver, or if you're able to manage this thing, there you go, it's coming out. Use any trick that you have under your sleeve, right? So let me work this thing out, right? It's turning little by little. This is my friend Winston's car. Hardly drives, alright? The white stuff you see here is the salt from winter. Alright guys, this little screw I'm not even going to put back. It's no longer needed. Terrible condition, alright guys? So let's go over here guys. Let me bring my camera a little down and bring my lighting up here. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove that number 17 right there. So you need a socket number 17 to go there. Impact gun will be a good idea because that bolt is not so easy to remove, alright? So use the impact gun guys. So you take your impact gun, put that on, make sure you have it in loose position, and bam. And do the same thing on the top. There you go guys. We'll put some grease on these. Even though they have grease, we'll take the caliper out of here. We'll put it up on the top. We'll take both of the brake pads out, put it to the side. We're also gonna remove the two bolts right here, right? They're also number 17. Guys, so these are also number 17. Same thing, all right? Remove them both. There you go. Drop that on the floor, don't worry about it. And once you have that out, you should be able to remove the rotor. Sometimes you have to hit the rotor, hit the rotor from right back here, get it out, hit it back and forth. But these are pretty much just hanging there. So look at the condition of this. He was barely braking on this. Alright, so that's that. Next, what I'm gonna do is guys, make sure your hub, the center is nice and clean. Somebody did put grease on this earlier, last brake change, so his looks pretty clean. Alright guys, there it is. So what I'll do next is I'll compress the piston back. I like to compress the piston at this moment because right now everything is out of the way guys. So what you can do is take your old brake pad, put that in there guys, and you're gonna take a compress tool such as this or a C-clamp, and you're gonna compress that piston right back in there guys. Make sure your cap is loose up on the top. Sometimes there's too much fluid, it will overflow, such as this. You see that? This fluid is coming down, it's falling out. Right there you can see. Right? It's normal, don't worry about it guys. Alright, next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get the rotor. I'm gonna clean the surface of the rotor and I'll bring in and we'll continue here. Guys, I have my new rotor here. Here's a new disc. Alright guys, make sure if you're putting new disc on, make sure you clean the surface of that disc because they usually put oil on this, some type of lubrication to prevent rust on this. So make sure you clean this surface, just both surfaces, alright? Alright, so what I'll do is I'll take my little lug nut here, since we don't have those little screws. So this is gonna help me keep the rotor in place, guys. What I'm gonna do next is, guys, I'm gonna go get a small wide brush, and what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna clean this hardware here, alright, where the brake pads are gonna sit. If you have brake pads that came with the hardware kit, use it. This is something the customer brought himself and did not have a hardware kit with it. So we'll just put the brake pads on. But I do like to clean the surface. That gives it a better movement to the brake pad. Alright guys, so let me take my camera over to the side next. Right here is good. And what I'll do is I'll bring my light over also so we can see better. And there goes my light. Ever since I bought this light, it falls every time. Alright guys. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this bracket on, alright guys? So you're gonna take your number 217s that you took off earlier. You're gonna place them where they belong. Oh, Jesus. Catch the threads. And then you're gonna tighten these guys. One, two, all right? Now let me get the brake pads and we'll put the brake pads in. I got my brake pads here. And what we're gonna do here is, let me show you guys what we got here exactly. So we got the disc on here and here's the brake pads. All right, so I'm gonna be using this Monroe brand. So let's come over here. And this little sensor right here, this is the brake wear indicator sensor, always on the top, guys. So when the rotor spins backwards, it's gonna make it grind on that and it's gonna make a lot of squealing noise. All right guys, let's get these brake pads in there. Sometimes the brake pads will not go on, like on these, they do not want to go on their own. So what we're gonna do here is, even this one, all right, let me go get a file, guys. So if this occurs, you do need to file these, all right? Don't just stick them in, because anybody could just stick them in there and hammer them. Just take a file, just grind it down a little bit, just like that, guys. Let me move up my camera a little bit. What this will do is it will free up the brakes. Right? If you stick them in there, hammer them in there, they're just jammed up in there, right? You see that? Should go in just like that. And you should not need to work a lot on this. Usually just the paint, extra paint is causing it. Sometimes it's more than a paint, but you gotta do what you gotta do, alright? There you go, guys. Nice and easy. So what we're gonna do next is I'm gonna bring some grease over. We're gonna put some grease on the brake pads here and on the opposite side, alright guys? And also we're gonna take some grease, put it onto the pins, alright? Not too much, just a little bit. Make sure they're not dry. Same thing on the other one. These had some grease on it and the grease looked fairly clean. So I'm not gonna be putting too much grease there, guys, alright? Alright, so next, we're gonna take our caliper. Bam, it goes right in. Just like that. Make sure your line here is straight. Alright guys? And put your sliding pins in. One with the bushing, it has a rubber bushing onto the sliding pin. It goes from the top. The reason why, it's gonna build some pressure in the back end, so it's gonna expand it. So the rotor goes in, but the brakes are open. So so the rotor slides in nicely and fairly. All right, guys. Next, we're gonna tighten this. And we're gonna tighten this right here, guys. And that's it, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, and we're done. Alright, guys, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please send me a message. Alright, anything, doesn't have to be a brake job, it could be something else. Alright, and thank you, bye bye, and subscribe.